Back in April, I embarked on an interesting 12-month project exclusively training at a low heart rate using the MAF method. So my goal is a sub 4-hour marathon at the 2024 London Marathon. Now, if you've been following my running journey, you'll know that MAF training has already delivered some really exciting results for my endurance and for my pace. In just 3.5 months since I started MAF training, which was April, I've covered about 185 miles purely running at low heart rate, and I've really seen some positive progress between my first 2 MAF tests. Today I'm sat in the car and about to tackle my third 5-mile MAF test. I'm 3.5 months into low heart rate training, and I really can't wait to share the results with all of you. And the questions are, will my dedication to low heart rate training keep improving my overall running fitness? Is my speed and my endurance on track to smash that sub 4-hour marathon? So to find out more, make sure you stick around to the end of this video, as I'll be unveiling all the results from my first 2 MAF tests and comparing them against today's. So will I see a significant improvement in my overall running performance? Well, it's definitely time to find out. So I'm kicking things off with a super easy 10-minute warm-up, and then it's time to smash out this third MAF test. But before I do, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you join me on my low heart rate training journey. So without further ado, it's out the car, 10 minutes warm up, and then we're going to smash this third MAF test. Okay, 10-minute warm-up done. I've just done a few stretches, and now I'm ready to take on my third MAF test. So for anybody who doesn't know what a MAF test is, I will link one of my videos down below which basically describes exactly what low heart rate training is, but a very quick summary so you don't have to skip off this video. A MAF test is a 5-mile periodical run that you use to benchmark your progress of low heart rate training. Now, it's a 5-mile run that you're meant to do in the same location, the same time, every time that you do it. I do mine around a 1.5 mile loop around a trading estate. It's very flat. My results are consistent. You then note down your mile pace and your mile heart rate, and then benchmark that against your previous MAF tests to see if you've got any progression. So as I said at the start of this video, this is my third MAF test. I did my first MAF test week 2 of low heart rate training, and then I did my second MAF test week 10 of my MAF training, and now I'm kind of doing them every 4 to 5 weeks. So I can really see if all this low heart rate training is improving my endurance, my pace, and my overall fitness. So this is the start of my MAF test route. Don't get too dizzy, but like I said, it's a 1.5 mile loop. I'm ready to crack on now. I've done 10 minutes warm up, and I'm really interested to see whether 3.5 months worth of low heart rate training has really pushed on my endurance and my pace running at a low heart rate. So without further ado, let's get this MAF test done. Mile 1, 9:04. Mile 2, 9:13. Mile 3, 9:33, 9:33. Mile 4, 9:44. This test is going awful. Well, MAF test done, and it didn't go to plan. And I promised you at the start of this journey that I will document all of my results, all of my running, exactly how it happens, good or bad. And today, despite having 3.5 months worth of being pretty good running and pretty good progress, today was really a step backwards. I don't know why, but I got around that 5 miles in 47:39 with an average pace of 9:32. Now I know that that is off the results of my second MAF test. Probably about a minute slower. My last 2 miles were really slow. I just couldn't get my heart rate under control today. I have no idea why. I wasn't out of breath. I felt pretty good before the run. I felt pretty good during the run. I honestly don't know why it went so poorly. I have had a really stressful week at work. My diet hasn't been great. I've not really fueled very well this week. Sleep's been okay. The last couple of nights I've slept pretty well. So I don't know why, but as I said at the start of this whole low heart rate journey, I will document all of my runs, all of my results, exactly how they happen, good or bad. And look, at the end of the day, every run can't go absolutely brilliant, and every test can't be absolutely amazing. I'd love to be taking steps forward each and every run, but that's not the case with running. You have good runs, you have bad runs, and today, unfortunately, with it being a MAF test, it didn't go well. But that doesn't matter. We push on, we carry on training, we stick to our plan, we carry on doing low heart rate running, and we move to the next one. Now, I'm going to go off and do another 4 miles because I've got 10 miles on my plan today. And I'm going to get home, I'm going to plug all of the data into my low heart rate test spreadsheet. I'm going to pop it up on screen and we'll go through mile by mile and then try to make some sort of sense of how the run went, why it went not to plan, and what the plan is over the next 4 to 5 weeks before I attempt MAF test number 4. So back on the road, knock out a few more miles, get my daily miles up to 10, and then we'll jump onto the results. Well, it's 24 hours later and I've had a chance to go over all of my stats, all my times, my heart rates, everything from yesterday's third MAF test, and I'm going to try and make some form of sense of it. Here are the results from all 3 MAF tests. As you can see, I did MAF test number 1 on the 16th of the 4th, MAF test 2, I think it was around 8 weeks later on the 18th of the 6th, and then yesterday's was my third MAF test. If I quickly skim over MAF test 1, the overall time that I finished was 50 minutes and 3 seconds, running an average pace of 10-minute miling at my 1:31 MAF heart rate. Fast forward 8 weeks later, the overall time was 48:26, 9:18 average pace, and my average BPM was 128. Now, I was really pumped after my second MAF test. My endurance had improved. There was no drop off on my average mile pace. I did it a lot quicker. My heart rate stayed well below my 131 MAF range, so I registered 128 for the whole run. So I was really, really pumped. So yesterday I went into my third MAF test feeling really confident. I actually felt really good. I'd slept pretty well the night before. I was really excited to do the test. I'd had a 4-mile race the Wednesday before, so 3 days earlier. My legs felt okay. So I went in and I kicked it off feeling actually really, really good. And actually the first mile was really good. 9:04 compared with 9:18 to MAF Test 2 and 9:28 from MAF Test 1. And my heart rate was 126. So first mile under my belt, felt really, really confident, felt really good. Didn't feel tired, didn't feel fatigued, was really going well. Second mile again, pretty good, 9:13, a second quicker than MAF Test 2, sort of 5 weeks earlier, and considerably better than the second mile on MAF Test 1. My heart rate was up at 131, but that is my MAF heart rate, so I was perfectly happy with that. Then mile 3, 4, and 5 came, and I just got progressively slower. I found it extremely difficult to regulate my heart rate. I couldn't keep it below, I couldn't keep it anywhere near 131, if I'm completely honest. I'd slowed right down. My third mile average pace was 9:32. My fourth mile was 9:44. And my fifth mile was 10:05, and I still couldn't get my heart rate down to 131. I even stopped and had a couple of brief walk periods in mile 4 and mile 5 just to try and get it down, and I did manage to get the heart rate down to like 130, 129, but as soon as I started running again, even at a slow pace, it just shot back up. Now, I did say at the start of this 12-month program that no matter what, I will give you my honest results, good or bad. MAF Test 1, then MAF Test 2, fantastic results, really happy. I feel like I've taken a step backwards in MAF Test 3. I don't know why. I need to look at it a little bit more closely to understand why my endurance tailed off and my speeds got slower, and my heart rate just wouldn't settle. I have had kind of a really stressful period of time at work. I run my own business, and it's been particularly stressful over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. My diet hasn't been great because of spending a lot of time at work. I haven't had much downtime. I'm gonna kind of say that that's had some form of influence in how I find myself at the moment, whether my heart rate is slightly higher because I'm a bit stressed. I don't know, but that's the results. There's no getting away from it. And if we look at the 5 mile overall time pace and BPM, my MAF Test 2 was 46:28 and MAF Test 3 was 47:39, so over a minute slower. My average pace went up from 9:18 on MAF Test 2 to 9:32, so again, slower average pace. And although my BPM was 132 for the whole 5 mile MAF test, it still wasn't right for the complete run, and I'm really just not happy with it. Now, we could spin it and look at it from the bright side. If you look at the results from MAF Test 1 to MAF Test 3, there's definitely overall improvement. But I think when you look at MAF Test 2 and see the really fantastic progression that I'd made in those 8 weeks, I can't help but be really disappointed with my third test. But anyway, I'm drawing a line under it. We're going to get back out, having a rest day today, and then we get straight back out tomorrow and we carry on with training. And we have another MAF test in probably 4 or 5 weeks' time. I am starting to ramp up my training for the Great North Run, which is in September. We're on the 24th of July now, so not long to the Great North Run. And then I've got the Valencia Half, so in October. So I will be introducing some speed sessions to complement my low heart rate training. To date, I've been purely training low heart rate, and I need to throw in some speed work just to be able to have a chance at even attempting a PB at Valencia Half Marathon in October. So I will be training to the 80-20 rule, so 80% will still be completely low heart rate, and I'm just going to throw 20%, some speed sessions, probably hill sessions, some threshold runs, and maybe some interval sessions as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found it somewhat interesting. If you have any questions on low heart rate training, please pop me in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up. It really does help grow my channel. And like I said, any questions, whack them downstairs in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.